Welcome to your weekend focus for September the 15th, the 16th, and the 17th, 2017. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you. Thank you for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. I send it right back to you. Now let's see what the energy is going to be for us this weekend. Oh, the King of Cups sits on his throne. One powerful card. We'll get into that. The Magician is second. The Page of Swords appears. Look at the sun glinting off that sword. What's right in the middle? There's the Nine of Wands sitting on the other side. And the Five of Swords appears again. Had the Five of Swords quite a bit since I went to this deck, so haven't had it all that long for the amount of times that one shows up. Let's start at the beginning with the King of Cups. Now, I love the King of Cups, okay, because here is this water thrashing, and yet he sits in a very solid place. He's confident. It's almost like he's sitting there and he's saying, what do you want? What do you want when it comes to love and security? What is your hope? What is your dream? And this could be, you know, the dad in the deck, right? The stereotypical dad in the deck. So he's fair, but he can be hard. He practices tough love. Right next to it is the Magician. Now, we are still in the full moon energy as we go towards the new moon next week in Virgo. So we are looking for completions in our life, endings in our life. So we may have to realize what we are asking for, what we want to step forward into, and understand what really needs completion or an ending in our life, or maybe perhaps healing, in order to really step into that. Because this is kind of like the stern dad sitting there and saying, you know, you can have a lot of joy like those dolphins dancing in the background. You can have a lot of happiness. Or the raw waters could be very rough for you. And we have to think it through, and he's asking us to think it through before we meet the Magician. And I'm not mistaken, I think the Magician was last weekend too. The Magician asking you, what do you want? What is your wish? And trust me, if you're honest and you're sincere and you've thought about it, your wish will be granted. When the Magician shows up, so the King of Cups is asking us, you know, what is it we're asking for? When it comes to love, when it comes to stability, when it comes to feeling grounded or peace of mind, health and well-being. And do we believe it's doable? Do we have a strong plan in place? The Magician asks, are we committed to it? What are we willing to close in our life, walk away from in our life, in order for a miracle to happen, the impossible to turn to possible, our wish granted, our desire met? And we have to really give it energy, and we have to give it thought. So as we go towards the new moon, let's start doing some new moon affirmations on what we expect to step into. I love the Page of Swords right here. We're going to watch the Page of Swords, okay? The Page of Swords is all about, you know, it's a young energy, and he wants action. So think about being young and wanting action, and everybody saying no, and you just wanted to do it, and you knew it was going to be great if you did it, and if everybody would just listen to you, they would enjoy it too, and you go ahead and you do it despite what everybody else is saying, and chances are you landed flat on your face because we didn't think it through, because we didn't have the plan. So this may ask us a little bit to back it up a little bit and think about our plan, and the first two cards definitely do. But it's almost like here we kind of reach this turning point in our decision making and in our action plan. We're thinking of the new beginnings, we're thinking of the new starts. It really is about your passion, your desire, your dream. It's not about somebody else's wish and you'd like to see it happen because then everybody would be happy. It's your dreams, it's your wishes, it's your passion that we're talking about here. So we kind of have to watch not to just jump the gun here and do something for the sake of doing just to watch the reaction. But if it's well thought out, if it's methodical, and it's moving you towards maybe closure or new beginnings, but they're usually one and the same. I think there's a lot of joy that can be felt this weekend. A lot of confidence in ourselves that we can go forward. Look at that calm sky behind us. Look at the beautiful foliage behind us. Is that a hawk, an eagle? That's a necklace that he wears. So he's swinging, he's in motion. So we could actually start some actions then. We see the way forward. We see where we want to go. So, just think before you do the action or say the words. Make sure it's part of the plan. Make sure it's the message you want to give out. Make sure you're delivering it in a manner in which that you want to, but also that will be embraced. So practice it in the mirror, please. If it's words, or at least imagine the actions that you're going to do this weekend before you're doing it. Now, the Nine of Wands is just beautiful because the Nine of Wands tells you about all those paths that you have managed successfully, that you are at this point in time for a reason, to pick up that new wand and go forward. Nines are about completion. So once again, here we have the completion, but it's kind of like putting our past behind us. See how all those wands are behind us now? Beautiful sun is setting, or is it rising for us? You're wearing red for courage. So yes, it's going to take courage to step forward. It's going to take courage to grab that wand and say, I can, I will, I am. You're also wearing, it looks like brown pants, so, you're grounded. One with earth, one with the universe, one with nature. So the Page of Swords is talking about our confidence here, and then we have the Nine of Wands also talking about our confidence and our courage. But we have the Five of Swords at the end, which talks very much about us going into this new path. This new path is going to be a little uncomfortable for us. We're not going to know exactly what to do. It's like we all have our new wings here, and we are trying to learn how to work them so that it's smooth, so it's not bumpy, and we don't fall out of the sky. But we're not here. But it's not the easiest thing. Now, there could be a mentor or a teacher come in, somebody with sage advice. Pay attention to what people are saying to you, what you overhear. Because in some way it's going to strengthen your wings. It's going to teach you to fly. It's going to teach you, it could be something very new to you, something that you've never done before. Or maybe it's a twist on something old. Maybe it's a new relationship. And you haven't been in a relationship for a while, so you feel uneasy at first. Somebody said it's not true. You don't always remember how to ride a bike. It takes a little bit of time for everything to click together. But here we are, and we've got our new wings. And like anything else, we have to work it in order for it to grow and get stronger. So we are definitely starting to execute a plan here. We are doing things. We are putting things into motion. And in time, we'll be majestic when we fly. And don't get upset or don't get restless or don't get angry with yourself if you don't, if it just doesn't come together automatically, because chances are with these cards it's not going to come together in a blink of an eye. It's going to take work, it's going to take perseverance, it's going to take courage. So you're not a failure if you didn't do great one day or several days in a row. So long as you're doing something, so long as you are practicing how to move those wings so that you can soar. Let's get our good tarot out. We will get an affirmation or two. The Nine of Earth. So the Nine of Wands, I was talking about being grounded, part of Earth. And here we pull the Nine of Earth. The Nine of Earth is disciplined, self-reliance, reliable sources, restraint and self-control, the final stone placed in the foundation. So once again, there's that control. Once again, there's that pausing for a moment and understanding what we are trying to do, what action we are trying to portray, what words we are trying to use, what argument we are trying to win at. I know I can rely on myself and spirit. There are many tools at my disposal, and I use my resources wisely, solidifying the foundation of my security in the material world. I am diligent and disciplined, focused on completing the work I began long ago. I stick to my program, trusting that the plan is unfolding before me exactly as Spirit has intended. So this is having a faith, this is having a courage, and staying grounded, and knowing that you've got this, knowing that you can do this, knowing that you are well protected. And then we have the Page of Earth right afterwards. And we have the Page of Swords in the middle there. And the Page of Earth is about commitment to prosperity. First signs of tangible success, undeniable evidence that hard work will pay off, dreams grounded in reality, and start of a new project. And I think that's what I was trying to get at with those two cards. Dreams grounded in reality. We're asking, he's asking, what is it you want when it comes to security, when it comes to well-being, when it comes to good health, when it comes to a healthy relationship? What's the plan? How do you expect to go forward? How are you going to conquer? How are you going to win that battle, that war? How are you going to succeed at that goal? How are you going to arrive at that destination? Everything starts with a plan, and I'm beginning to see the results generate prosperity. I am a doer, and I get to make my own decisions. I have the ability to attract what I need. There's a beautiful affirmation. I have the ability to attract what I need. And you can end that with, because I'm me. I have the ability to attract what I need because I'm me. And so that takes the pressure off of having to have the plan or having to take certain steps, because sometimes we just don't know. And sometimes we just need to do an action. And things start to fall into place because we are putting our focus and our concentration on what we can do. Remember, I am a doer. and the Four of Air. And the Four of Air is about healing, meditation, rest, and recuperation. It's time to rest my mind and allow peace to take the place of the busyness or boredom. The mind needs quiet to think and find clarity. If I allow my mind to rest, I will have greater clarity and my mind will be sharper. This is a time for a break. I need to take care of me. And with the Page of Swords there right in the middle, we could be, out there having fun, out there enjoying life, enjoying the now, finding laughter and romance and adventure. And don't push it too far. Take time for you. Take time to rest. Take time for reflection. Because remember, when we get in front of the Magician, we have to have that dream, that possibility that we want to step into in minute detail of how it's all going to come together. What everything feels like, looks like, smells like, sounds like. And the only way you're going to get that image is through rest, relaxation, recuperation, meditation, prayer, reflection. And let's go to our animal cards. So we have a strong weekend once again. It is about our dreams. Don't forget to dream big, but also it has to be grounded. And it has to be slightly grounded in a plan now. It can't just be this big dream and, reach past the possibilities that you see in your mind. And now it's asking for a little bit of security, a little bit of being grounded, having the plan, understanding what the footsteps need to resemble or look like. Even if it's just the first couple of footsteps, or maybe it's just the last couple. There's action, I think, this weekend. And it's probably not going to feel very comfortable. And it's going to take a little bit of courage to actually step into what you want to do. Maybe step into the action, or maybe it's a conversation. Maybe it's deciphering the details. Wisdom with the owl. Owl for wisdom, second sight, magic, secrets, truth. A wise old owl lived in the oak. The more he saw, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Why can't we all be like that wise old bird? If owl has arrived in your reading, it symbolizes the wisdom that you have, which spans your earthly years. Those who you come in contact with may be drawn to you for your sage advice or your second sight, and your keen ability to keep secrets. You can sense the truth and untruth in people and situations, though you don't always follow through on your gut instincts. Owl tells you that you are interpreting the signs correctly and to believe in your psychic abilities, which are a gift, not a curse, despite the information that you receive. Owl can also mean that there is someone keeping a secret from you or being untruthful. This is not you being overly sensitive. Follow through on feelings you have with your second sight, for if you don't, you may indeed regret it later on. So owl is using the courage to do what is right for you, and not necessarily what somebody else's advice is for how you should live, what you should do, who you should love. And hopefully, the person you love most on this planet is yourself, because then you are destined for greatness. So remember, this weekend, it's looking at the plan, looking at the dream, looking at what you would like to manifest in your life, and understanding, how grounded the plan is, how realistic it is. And then ask for it. The Magician is here this weekend for us to have the conversation with him, to ask for our hopes, our dreams, our desires to become a reality, to become tangible in our life. Be careful about just being too spontaneous with things this weekend. But know that you have walked miles in order to have the wisdom in order for you to go forward now. What was our final card? Oh yes, the Five of Swords. I got buried alive here now. You know, it's not going to probably feel comfortable what you were stepping into, what we are stepping into, individually and collectively. So know that so long as we are doing an action, so long as we are practicing, so long as we are putting our focus in that direction, our wings will get stronger and we can soar. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.